We got some summer weather and no real rain. Sunday might get some, but picture perfect day today. I had football on last night, have football on today, and the Bills back to it tomorrow. So,
how much football did you have on last night?
I watched a little bit. I put on the Steelers-Packers game.
Okay. Yep. That was one on NFL Network.
McCarthy revenge game against the Packers, right? But that was about it. I watched a little bit of Drew Aller of Penn State, who carved up the Packers.
He was like 10 of 13, had some nice passes. Steelers Twitter was very excited.
Yeah, I like
very excited.
The old preseason pledge, which is, boy, how old is the preseason pledge that I wrote up and used to have people recite on the air?
Was it sparked by somebody? Like someone's preseason campaign that got out of control, and like we need something here.
It probably was sparked by the drought itself and the belief that, hey, listen, this team being bad is inevitable, and you should not derive joy from the preseason, right?
Right.
Like, you shouldn't get excited about this quarterback looks good, whether that's Jabron Hamden or Trent Edwards or anybody. Nathan Peterman.
Brian Brahm maybe along the way.
Probably. It was, let me go back and find my first ever tweet about the preseason pledge, which was, none of it matters, don't take anything from it. And you tell me, I get the sense that 97% of the football world is ready to kind of line up behind that and say, yeah, we're just kind of having a good time. Sure, I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. look good, and that's cool, but I'm not changing my pick for the season based on it.
Sure.
The last team to fall for that was the Pittsburgh Steelers with Kenny Pickett because he led a couple of drives, which might have been the final nail in the coffin for ever thinking the preseason has significant value.
Yeah.
Joe Brady said they are not game planning. They're just going out there and like calling plays, executing. Like, there's no game planning. There's no nothing. And football is, of course, game planning, right? Imagine chess if you're just moving the pieces around and don't care what actually happens, right? Not quite chess. So I like that everybody's there, and now we can all just kind of lean into the fun that it is. People can freak out that Jeremiah Love had 11 carries, or pick your poison. So it feels like we're not arguing with people about the preseason anymore. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the argument's on the way today or sometime this preseason.
It shouldn't be about a team. Could it be about an individual in an extreme circumstance? Like Stribling, the rookie receiver for the 49ers, went off yesterday, and that's connected, though, to there already was optimism about him. There already was hype about him at camp.
And everybody else is hurt.
And everybody else is hurt. And then, he has 6 catches and looks really good in the preseason game. Like, I'm continuing my optimism meter for that guy in San Francisco because that's a continuation of what he's already been doing for a couple of weeks. And also, like, Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love looked, I thought, awesome yesterday. The way he ran reminded me of Adrian Peterson so much.
Big, just powerful.
Like, violently attacking the ground with their feet when he's running.
He did have, 50 yards?
Yeah, like, the yardage wasn't incredible. But also, like, I'm not changing anything on that. He was picked 4th overall, right? Like, it's not, this guy's good because he was really good in the preseason game. No, he was drafted in the top 5. That's why you would do it.
You should probably think that, yeah.
So there's got to be a prior reason, I think.
It's just
like if the Bills come out tomorrow and who stands out? Like, it's going to be Connie Walker.
Connie Walker?
He has an incredible Kanai Walker.
He's new. Kanai Walker.
Kanai Walker has a great preseason game tomorrow. Like, that makes sense. He's already had a really good training camp, and the guys watching practice are mentioning him all the time.
Yep.
So that makes sense.
That's probably Shavers last year. Like, Shavers is kind of doing the thing that people expected him to do.
Guy that I've never heard of that signed with the Bills a week ago. He has a great preseason game tomorrow. Doesn't matter. That's where I would be at it.
That's probably right. I mean, you've got lots of examples of guys either going off or struggling. I mean, Jamar Chase couldn't catch the ball in his rookie year preseason.
Remember the stripes on the ball?
He
was
struggled
the problem
with drops.
Yeah.
Somebody pointed out yesterday that Justin Jefferson was behind some guy who I'd never heard of in his first preseason. And then
I wonder who that was.
I don't even know.
Was it Laquan
It
Treadwell?
was like BC Johnson or something. I went right past it. Didn't even think about it. So whatever. Like, you get what you get and have a good time with it. And the Bills last year went 1-2. There have been years where they've looked really good. There's seasons where they don't play Josh Allen a lot. There's seasons where they do. Maybe it all ended the preseason conversation when COVID happened and there was not a preseason.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody had one, and we just had a year. And, yeah, it was scoring up a lot that year, yes, but I don't know. Like,
all the things that you would have had that year for the Bills, I remember, too. Like, Allen hadn't popped off yet. Diggs was new.
Right.
And if there was a preseason, what would you hear about the preseason? Like, oh, good opportunity for your quarterback and receiver to get some work in together and get on the same page because they've never played together. And then they didn't have that opportunity, and what happened? The season started, and they were just like right away.
Yep.
Right away, incredible together. Didn't need any reps in the preseason whatsoever to get on the same page. Like, because why? You're doing that in practice for 3 months.
That's actually one of the reasons when the reports are that Allen and Moore are clicking right away. I thought that probably makes sense. And really, if you think about Allen and his history of clicking with players right away, who does it tend to happen with? Guys that are pretty good. Right, Beasley and Brown came in; they kind of clicked right away, and you'd even make this point for Emmanuel Sanders, right? Like, this guy can play; he clicks right away. To a maybe lesser degree, Brandon Cooks is an established guy in the league. When he came in, it did not take Allen long for him to find him. Like, if you can play, Allen's going to find you.
You know what's funny about that list? Every single guy you just mentioned was a veteran.
Yeah.
Very rarely it's a rookie. Right, Shakir, it didn't happen right away.
Gabe Davis, I guess, is the best example of a rookie where it happened.
Right, that would be the one. Coleman, even like to a little bit of a degree, but not really.
Yeah.
Like, and again, that could be a talent thing, but Shakir would be the example because Shakir is a good player that had 10 catches playing a third of the snaps in his rookie season. So I don't know. Like, is that an Allen thing also? Like, or is that just an NFL thing? You would expect that a quarterback is typically going to get on the same page with a veteran a lot quicker than he's going to get on the same page with rookies. Right? Like, Brady has talked about on one of the 1,000 podcasts that he's been on in the last year that, like, rookies, he would, like, I want almost a full year from that guy before I even see him on the field with me. And maybe Allen is some version of that too, like maybe all quarterbacks are. If you're a veteran quarterback, how much do you trust a rookie? You might take a lot for you to get to a point where Skylar Bell, I really trust that guy right away. It might take 2 years before the quarterback is like fully in on. I want that guy. I need that guy on the field in critical moments. The veterans happens quickly with
veterans that can play, because not all veterans, not like MVS, and not exactly. I mean, I guess Amari Cooper, right? Well,
yeah. The first game he played against the Titans for the Bills, right. I mean, he had a pretty solid game.
Cooper didn't know the play, but Allen still found him. There's that famous touchdown right away.
Yeah.
Like, so
Coleman told him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if you're a veteran and you can play, he's going to find you, and he'll play on Saturday tomorrow against the Panthers. Josh is going to play a little bit. The starters are going to play a little bit. Maybe the defense plays more than the offense. You know, it's I'm thinking about, like, I almost want to not talk about the biggest preseason injuries ever because it feels like that's putting it out into the universe. But Arizona lost their starting guard last night.
Yeah.
And that's bad. Yep. Chase Pasantis has a knee injury, and he's I don't know the timeline, but when the coach says it's not good, yeah, like that's not good. And we sometimes sit here and think, well, you know, the quarterback won't throw himself into trouble and blah blah blah. And you could also think that, well, if you're a guard, you could get rolled up on any game. Doesn't just have to be the preseason, but the difference is there's literally nothing to gain by playing in these games. So as a staunch no starters should play person for a long time, I don't want to necessarily fully abandon that post. Of course, they probably shouldn't. There's very little to gain. We've been through it 1,000 times where people try to tie it up to, well, it's important for chemistry. It's important for this. It's important. And it's just not. The Bengals, we mentioned earlier in the week, the Bengals played Burrow last year because they were worried about how they got off to slow starts in years past. And then they beat the Browns by a point in a game they should have lost. So, what? when there was no preseason, Allen had an incredible year. You have a real tough time convincing me of really any value other than the players want to play. They want to get hit. Here's Brady saying, I want guys to hit and get hit. Just be careful. Just be careful. The tough guy routine about the preseason is all well and good until your starting corner, Christian Benford, goes down because he banged knees with somebody against Carolina. Like, that's just bad news. Knock on wood for that. So the case about, like, chemistry and the stadium, Allen's going to want to look to see where the play clock is. All right.
That seems, though, like...
The first time I heard that, I thought, that makes sense. And then I thought, but then they go on the road all the time, and he just finds out where it is.
Right.
You know, like it's right. It's right there. It's in your field of vision when you're a quarterback.
Right,
so,
you just do that in warm-up.
Yeah.
Clock's over there, okay?
Right.
Easy.
So,
it's not like they're hiding it. It's not Where's Waldo.
I was convinced for about 12 minutes and then thought, wait a minute.
Yeah.
If he plays in a new stadium that's another new stadium this year, we won't, on post-game, think, I thought he had trouble locating the play clock. So, you know, the routine of pregame of a new stadium, okay. The preseason pledge existed for a reason. So I'll flip into nervous mode. At 1 o'clock tomorrow, I'll get nervous until the quarterback comes out, until DJ Moore comes out, until... Like, if we're ranking the players that you're feeling this about, on defense, it feels like I'd have 10 guys because I don't know who my major contributors really are.
Yep.
Right? I don't want it to be TJ Parker that misses a month. Last year, Max Hairston got hurt in training camp and, you know, took him out for a while. So sometimes you say injuries aren't avoidable. Sometimes they are avoidable. And a preseason game is a spot where they are avoidable. So I'm not, fire and brimstone, but I really haven't left that spot where I feel like you shouldn't play any important players.
Yeah, I'm with you. Have the Bills had a really important injury in a preseason game in recent memory?
I can't really think of one. Was Milano a camp injury or a preseason injury?
That was camp.
Camp. Okay, torn bicep in camp.
I think a lot of them have been camp.
Camp.
Milano comes to mind. Hairston from last year.
And the Bills,
when Poyer was screaming on the ground with an elbow injury. I don't even know if he missed time. That was camp.
Yeah, that was camp.
I mean, big injuries, like when Reggie Ragland got hurt, that was a practice.
Day one.
It
was his first practice.
Right. EJ got hurt in a preseason game, but were we done with him already?
Must have been, because I don't remember it. I don't remember worrying about it too much.
Manuel in week 2 of the 2013 preseason game had a left knee sprain, minor surgery. So it doesn't, but that didn't cost him any regular season time. So even that, they've maybe been lucky, or just how many do you actually get every year? The guys aren't playing a lot. Like, the ones that come to my memory are from so long ago. Like, I think of Michael Vick, which is 20-plus years ago now.
Broke his leg?
Yeah. Ray Lewis, maybe, was chasing him around. That's how I remember it. Maybe it wasn't Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
But, that's a long time ago. But I'm still with you. Like, even though maybe it doesn't happen that often, what are you gaining from it? And what are the teams that don't play their guys at all really suffering? Like, can you think? I can think of examples where guys play and it looks good, and then it just doesn't matter in the regular season at all. The Kenny Pickett example, others.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that he didn't play in the preseason and he really cost him in the regular season?
You kind of never know, because if it costs you in the regular season, you just chalk it up to not being any good.
Right. Like this was said about Burrow and the Bengals, right?
Yep.
They don't play in the preseason. They get off to slow starts all the time. And then last year, they did play in the preseason, and they were terrible in week 1 again.
He played yesterday, and he got sacked. Like, he got hit a couple times, which, it's going to make me nervous. So
it was a soft sack by that lineman.
It was. It was a friendly.
Yeah.
They should call these games friendlies.
Right. Our players aren't really trying to, especially starters. They're not trying to destroy quarterbacks. I was going to say,
it depends. If you're a defensive player trying to make your mark, like Caleb Elam-Zor is going to try and kill someone, respectively.
Right.
Like Caleb Elam-Zor tomorrow at 1 o'clock is going to look for Tet McMillan on a quick little stopper out of the slot and try and knock his head off, right? If he's in coverage in that spot. Or Jonathan Brooks. Here come the Carolina Panthers ready to show off Jonathan Brooks, who's finally going to get a look. Chuba Hubbard's hurt. Here comes Jonathan Brooks. Here comes Bryce Young playing. I mean, what's Caleb Elam-Mazur? I'm using him specifically because he plays like that from what we hear. And we get our first look at him. So, I can't even really remember the most significant preseason injuries. You mentioned, who was it? Vic? I mean, is that 2002?
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a long time
For
ago.
a big, big, big major one. You get linemen, which are big major ones for the team, but maybe you don't remember. Did Ronnie Stanley get banged in a preseason and had to miss the whole season? I'm just remembering, the Ravens going through injury. When did the Chargers lose their tackles last year? Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, they both got hurt for the year.
Yeah.
Might have been one of them in the preseason.
I remember Jordy Nelson, when he was great for Green Bay, got injured in a preseason game. And he was this was in his prime. He was one of the best receivers in football.
Yeah.
Only remember that because I had drafted him in fantasy already, and then he was out for the season.
Right.
After that. But even that, that's how long ago was he one of the best receivers in football? More than 10 years ago.
Definitely. Yeah, long time.
So that's not a recent example by any means. So
803-0550 is the phone number, and 1-888-550-2550. Anybody want to dust off the old debate over the years? We used to argue. We used to be a proper country. We used to argue about preseason and whether or not somebody should play. So if you want to dust that off for us, 803-0550.
Or also, if you should get a prize at the end to encourage teams to try more.
Try, yes.
And make it more entertaining. You get an extra first-round pick if you win the preseason.
Yeah.
That's always a fun time of year.
How to incentivize winning in the preseason?
Yep. The players get $1 million. That's always a go-to also.
Yeah, I'm not quite ready for that one. I mean, sure, you can give the players more money. Does it make my ticket price go up? Probably not. Preseason football, we're back. We're so very back. Maybe it's most useful now, and maybe the reason that it's kind of adopted what it is because of fantasy football. Because as fantasy has, exploded and more people play fantasy football and get locked in, you are using the preseason to either scout, see how a guy's running, see where his usage is. To give Jeremiah Love 11 carries last night, I don't know. You're probably drafting him first overall in dynasty leagues, but does that change much? Does it change much to see Marvin Harrison Jr. catch a pair of touchdowns? Maybe, maybe not, right? I mean, Carson Beck looked great in their first preseason game. Arizona's offense looks like, it might be competent with who knows who at quarterback.
Brissett and Minshew completed every pass they threw yesterday.
So the Raiders' defense is the worst of all time?
It could
possibly
be that. It could be that. I think it probably does more for the depth players. Right? I think it does more for the guys that I'm not sure what this player's role is going to be. Oh, the starters played 2 drives. He played every snap. Okay, that's noteworthy. Oh, this receiver lined up. The Chargers, I know this is a question. They're going to play way more 2 wide receiver sets this year, and they keep saying Trey Harris is going to be one of them. Which is the other? Is it going to be Quentin Johnston or Ladd McConkey?
Probably Ladd McConkey.
Probably Ladd McConkey. So, or is it going to be a rotation? And when they play a preseason game, that's a little thing, but you'd want to look out for that. Because if Quentin Johnston's not on the field in 2 receiver sets, then you might not want to draft Quentin Johnston in fantasy. So I think it would say more about depth players than it would about any star. Like Jeremiah Love, if you are moving him from, he's probably, a 2nd or a 3rd round pick right now in fantasy drafts. If you've got a draft this weekend and after seeing him jump over a Raiders backup in the 2nd quarter, you decide, I want to pick him 6th in the 1st round. That's probably not good process. That's reacting to the preseason and highlights of the preseason even more than just even the stats. I saw him jump over a guy and he looked good and I'm excited about that. I want him on my team. I'm going to pick him a round earlier than he normally goes.
That probably happens with depth receivers though, right? That's Malik Benson and like you said, Deshaun Stribling.
Yep.
If they continue to pop off, you're going to have whatever. People are going to move them up in their drafts.
Colby Young, the 4th round rookie for the Bengals, he had a nice 3rd and 16 conversion I saw yesterday.
Good for him.
He caught some passes.
So 1 o'clock.
He's kind of blocked. They've got some good receivers.
1 o'clock Saturday for the Bills and the Carolina Panthers. we kind of jokingly mentioned it. The thing to me that is the most interesting thing to find out in this game is what the sun does in the stadium. And that's the number one thing I am most interested in, shadows. And I thought about this. We talked on the show maybe yesterday, the day before, how many things I wonder. And I told you how I'm constantly thinking and wondering. I thought this when we had Jonathan Malley, the Populous lead designer, on earlier in the week. I didn't ask this exact question, but I should have asked this, which is, the canopy is smallish, right? It covers 62% of the seats or whatever the number is. People kind of found out that maybe it doesn't cover as much as they thought. But is a part of the reason they did that was to minimize shadows? Because it's not a small hole over the field. It's a pretty wide one. The old stadium, of course, had no cover, so the sun's on the field at all times. You almost never got shadows on the field. I can't ever remember a shadow on the field.
No, never.
In any angle, anywhere. And the new one is going to be, there's definitely going to be shadows on the field, I think. But if that canopy is far enough back, the shadow only actually shows up when the sun goes behind the top of the stadium. So it'll be different from August to December because the sun moves in the sky south. But I'm really eager to find out.
That, I think I would agree, is number one.
Am I the only nerd that cares about the shadows on the field?
I want to know if my seat is in the shade or is it in directly into the sun and the field, right? Because if I'm at home watching a game on TV, there's nothing more annoying than watching a sporting event on TV when half the field is in the sun and the other is in the shade. Because should we figure out camera technology at this point to have that look better? I mean, we've got advertisements on the hockey boards that don't exist during broadcasts, and yet, half the field is in the sun, so every time the ball is there, I can't see it. Because of the white balance? What's the reason? The brightness? Why can't I see it as well as I should when it's on TV that way? So I'm rooting for that to not be the case. The other thing I'm mentally preparing for also for Monday is for everybody, the parade. I might even join the parade, I'm not sure, of this team needs to go sign a different backup quarterback because their backup quarterbacks are so bad. Because there's been some of that at training camp I saw.
Who's it going to be? Kyle Allen versus Shane Buechele not delivering like you want?
Just being ready for they both struggle. And someone's bringing up Ryan Tannehill on Monday. Or we need a new name for that. I need a new name for that.
Say by someone, do you mean you?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you still have the bet that Ryan Tannehill starts a Super Bowl, or is that show?
Mike paid it.
Or he paid that out. Okay.
Mike paid. I mean, he hasn't played he's not retired, but he hasn't played in 3 years now.
I mean, hey, Phillip Rivers can come back. Anybody can come back. We have to leave that door open.
He just vanished. He didn't announce a retirement. He didn't join another team as a backup. He just went away.
803-0550 if you want to give us a call. One phone number. That we have one phone number. It's that one, 803-0550. Jeremy and Joe coming up at 7. Paul Hamilton, he'll recap Bills practice from yesterday, all the things that Joe Brady said, goals they have for this game against Carolina. We get our first chance to look at them as a team under head coach Joe Brady. He needs